Gender and climate change has been a cross-cutting theme in all of our work. But after the floods of 2022, due to the rising inequality and cases of violence against women, we started a dedicated component on women, peace and security with the support of USAID. And since then, some of our key initiatives have been the establishment of first ever Women, Peace and Security Center in Punjab University. Some of you are very familiar with that. Also working with PDMAs and DDMAs, training them on being more gender responsive in their disaster risk management, supporting the survivors of GBV, and also a leadership program for women in peace building and climate change.
Thank you, Sadia, and thank you to everybody who's been participating. I would really like that as we move forward, any questions, comments that you have in between, you just share them with the room, and that will just help enhance the quality of the conversation that we have. Building on Sadia's explanation of how the meaning of conflict, peace and security has evolved globally, we'll now speak about what that means for Pakistan. And I think let's begin with a comparison of traditional versus non-traditional.
यूथ है वो हर लेवल पे, हर प्रोविंस में, हर जगह ये राइट्स की बात करी, जो जहाँ से राइट्स की, और ये पीटीएम इज़ वेरी मच राइट्स अबाउट राइट्स, राइट. तो आपका वो भी एक नज़र आता है कि अक्रॉस द बोर्ड, चाहे वो आपकी ये बलोच मूवमेंट हो या पीटीएम हो या आपके इवन औरत मार्च हो, स्टूडेंट्स मूवमेंट हो, ऑल ऑफ देम are talking about social rights and are basically reflecting on the state-citizen relationship with which the youth has.
इस इशू पे या जिस हम नाइंसाफ़ी की जो बात कर रहे होते हैं, हम खुद भी एक्सपीरियंस कर रहे होते हैं, हमारे स्टूडेंट्स भी एक्सपीरियंस कर रहे होते हैं, हम माशरे में भी एक्सपीरियंस कर रहे होते हैं, यानी कि कोई सुनने वाला नहीं होता. तो जब आपके पास एक ऐसी जगह मिल जाती है, एक स्पेस मिल जाता है जहाँ पे आप इन चीज़ों के बारे में बात कर सकते हैं, लोग आपके इश्यूज़ को समझ सकते हैं, तो वो एक बहुत प्रेशस कीमती एक स्पेस होता है. तो थैंक यू सो मच तानिया कि आपने ये क्रिएट किया, और आई होप कि फॉर द नेक्स्ट 2-3 डेज़ जो हम लोग साथ होंगे, तो वी विल कंटिन्यू दीज कॉन्वर्सेशंस और एंड ऑल्सो टू होल्ड द स्पेस फॉर यू.
Multi-layered concept of the women, peace and security, specifically related to the Pakistan case. I know you people have been engaged very thoroughly, someone in the projects and otherwise in the research on this topic of women, peace and security, and also the gender studies, that have really learned a lot today by listening to the very able voices from Balochistan, from Bahawalpur, and of course across the Pakistan.
I have been in and out of universities interacting with professors my entire life. So it's a comfortable setup for me. I'm happy to meet everyone here. And I'm also happy to hear that the sessions are incredibly interactive. I'm not here obviously to train professors. I don't think I can do that. But what I actually am here to do is to talk about some of the work that I've been doing, that my team has been doing on a community level, which corresponds with the Women, Peace and Security agenda and how.
You cannot have a national action plan with the input of the people that we've talked about just now, without practitioners, without experts, without young people engaging in conversations and their contribution to what they think this national action plan on WPS should look like, because it will be a historic key turning moment for our country, and that needs to reflect the wider audience in our country, and of course the young people of our country in that important discourse. So I obviously want to highlight this. You hold women back, you hold the country back, right? 50% of Pakistan is held back if you don't advance women and girls in our country, and a country can never progress if you hold half of it back. But yes, there's a direct correlation between the two, and I think more needs to be done at state level. More needs to be done at the government level to ensure that we have all of this in place to ensure that women are mainstreamed into the workforce in our country. And I think that'll be the impetus and the change that we require.
I'm very honored to be here today, invited by the USIP and USAID here. Firstly, I must, we all agree in this that this is a very successful event which is hosted by USIP for the very first time that we're talking about women, peace and security in Pakistan, and they're hosting a national training on this. Although we have more than a year of work leading into this training program, that how it evolved, but still it was a great effort by the USIP team.
Of teachers is a great honor. You can be anything, you can be anyone, you can be larger than life, but you can never be large enough to exceed the criteria of a teacher. So I'm really happy and truly, truly humbled and honored to be standing in front of all of you who shape our generations.
So while I've shared a little bit of my role as a judge, and I've shared with you how I believe that I am that voice of change, where I have that voice which brings out the gender perspective, where I can call out the stereotype, the bias, the unfair treatment, I pass that on now to you. You are all that voice of reason, that voice that will call out the discrimination, and you all must play your part. So let's work together as conscientious citizens of Pakistan who want a better tomorrow, to change the narrative and to amplify women's voices, their stories and choices. Let's challenge the gender stereotype and let's move towards equality.
And of the labor force, only 5% women come from the higher educational institutions. Many of you are gender studies, perhaps all of you. We know that. 60% of your labor force is illiterate and uneducated. So we have to understand what is it that is contributing to all of that. It was very rightly pointed out that discrimination, that mindset is the basis of it all. Mindset, unfortunately, is a very insidious as well as a very pervasive thing. हर तरफ होती है, बहुत सटल होती है, समझ में नहीं आती है.
So I'll end by thanking our friends at the United States Institute of Peace, led by Country Director Mr. Imran Khan, for their thoughtful programming and for being our long-standing partner in the country. We value this relationship and hope to continue to build it in the years to come. I would also like to take the time to thank our distinguished trainers, some of whom are represented today for their important contributions. Finally, and most importantly, I once again commend the stars of the show, the participating faculty members, who have traveled from across the country to receive this training. It is truly inspiring to witness you all come together, and I sincerely hope that you will become new leaders in policy research and development and empower your students and your communities to meet the needs of today and the challenges of the future. बहुत शुक्रिया and Khuda Hafiz. Thank you.
I would really want to thank USAID team, because the work that we do on WPS, it would not have been possible without the support of USAID. So I'm really grateful to USAID Mission Director, Farah, Shaila, everyone, all of our colleagues. But above all, I'm really grateful to our colleagues who've come from across the country and our amazing team at USIP led by Sadia Saber, who's been leading this WPS agenda for more than a year now. And this is sort of Sadia's brainchild, and Mariam Kiani, who's helped Sadia throughout this process. Of course, my colleague Moiz Naeem, Mufaddal, who's also here, Bilal Khatak, everyone. I'm so grateful to all of you for making this event so meaningful and for all the discussions. Thanks a lot.